Hello, hello. Hi. Come on the live. Come on the live. If you guys are checking me out on YouTube, I'm about to get rolling. We're going to talk about dating strategies. Why you need a dating strategy. A lot of people are just dating with no strategy, no idea what they're doing. And it's crazy. So today I am going to kick off daily Facebook Lives. That's right, folks. Daily. On the day. It's like there's the Ellen DeGeneres show and then there's me. Every day. Facebook Live. I'm giving it to you every day. Today, thank you so much. Everybody's jumping on the Facebook Live. All right, I'm going to get rolling because I got my YouTube people and they want to get the information. So today I'm talking about a dating strategy. What is your dating strategy? What are certain things that you definitely do or do not do or will not do or will do? Comment in the thing. Let's get a good conversation going about what is your dating strategy. Now, what even is a dating strategy, right? What is it? So in my coaching practice, I have dating with purpose. It is a strategic approach to dating. And so what it calls for is for people to basically create their dating strategy. Now I'm going to tell you, and I help them to do this. I help them arrive at what it is they want and how they must date in order to attract it, right? So I got people messaging me left and right, and I'm hopeful that they'll catch on the live. But basically, a dating strategy is the way that you date to achieve a specific result. So first, you need to get clear on what is that result? What are you dating for? Are you dating for entertainment? Did you maybe, break up with someone a couple of months ago and you're just kind of dipping your toe back into the dating scene again and you're like, I think I just want to date for fun? Or are you like, no, dude, I'm full on ready for my person. Like, I am dating to find the one. It's a very different intention. Therefore, very different strategy is in play. Okay, so you have to get really clear on where you're at in your life. And here's the kicker. Sometimes we get a little stubborn and we think that our dating strategy, the one that we're like existing with, is the right thing, and it's not. And how do you know that it's not? By the types of people that you're attracting. So if you're coming at a dating strategy from a place of, a little angry, a little entitled, a little bitter, and then you're like disguising it as those are my standards. Like, I'm totally cool with standards. I want people to have really, really good standards for themselves and like not waver on them at all. Like I get it. However, there's a difference between like having standards and having rigidity and being rigid and like set in your ways and not having a clear idea as to why you're rolling the way you're rolling. And then when you dig a little deeper, which is what I do with people, we start to realize that a lot of the rules or the strategic behaviors are rooted in a place of like lack and fear and that kind of thing, as opposed to openness and abundance and stuff like that. So I'll give you an example of a dating strategy that somebody brought to my attention, which is not initiating dates. a woman said, like, she doesn't initiate dates. She is single. She might want to rethink that strategy. I don't know. This is somebody who, sees my content and messaged me. She's not a client right now, but she might become one. I don't know. We're like kind of talking about what she wants to do, whatever. So, we come up with these rules. Lord knows I had a bunch of them. And some of them are guidance, and it's good. Like, they're standards. Like, okay, if you're the type of woman who needs to know very important things before you sleep with a man, or before you take it to an exclusive level, or however way you roll, you got to get clear on how you roll and why you roll that way. Totally respect that. However, if you're finding that you're attracting a certain kind of person, or maybe 3 of the same types of people, and it's like, well, like in this girl's case, she said, like, typically it's either the egomaniacs, the ghosters, the flakes, or the clingers. And she's like the Goldilocks, right? She's trying to find her ideal person, like we all are, right? Like everybody who's, I'm in a relationship, but when I was single, you're always trying to find your ideal thing. You're like Goldilocks. You're like, this guy's too clingy. This guy's too aloof. This guy's too egomaniac. And the same with guys with girls. The problem that we find, that messes with people, it frustrates people, it drives them crazy when they're dating, is that they think that they have these strategies, but they're not working. See? And so it then calls for one to reassess and really look at things and say, okay, if this is the kind of person that I want to be with, and I want to invite in and call in that kind of person into my life, man or woman, can say the same thing. It's both. I coach both. We must say, if this is the person that I want, who must I be? What energy? Not saying, I have to like redo my hair and look a certain way and whatever. But to a degree, you need to look at, this is the type of person I want. Who must I become? I will give you an example. If you are a woman or a man who is looking for someone who is ready for a real deal commitment, right? Someone who is punctual, someone who says they're going to be somewhere and they're going to be somewhere, they're not going to flake out, somebody with enthusiasm. You have to look at all these values, and you need to embody the same values that you seek in another. Like attracts like, right? So the thing is, and this is a great comment, Wendy Whitney Smith says, in my experience, if you drop your types, you open yourself up to so many possibilities. So yeah, part of a dating strategy can be having a type. Now, people get really rigid with this type thing. I used to be that. I used to be the girl that, honestly, if you took all the guys that I would date, and I'm saying probably between the years of like 2010 to 2015, if you put them all in a wall, it would look like a police lineup. They all looked alike. It was a type. And the reason why I was going for that type was because, honestly, the closer they can look to my ex-husband, to my now ex-husband, the more comfortable I felt, because I deep down wanted to be with my ex-husband, like never wanted to like get divorced or whatever. And I was hurting. So I was looking for people who looked like him. And I didn't care if this guy was like, hi, I have 2 nickels to rub together and, nothing, like, or wasn't even for me, wasn't treating me right, whatever. It was that I was just attracted physically to a type. So I heard a woman tell me once that she said, and I never forget this because she was an older lady, she was super elegant, and she said to me, when you start really loving yourself, the type of guy that you go for will change. And I was like, no way, I'm always going to like this type. It's just an aesthetic that I like, it's just a look that I'm into. And I didn't know the growth that would come and in my life and what I would become, who I would become. And the things that changed, the values that changed. Now I can see that type in the street and be like, wow, that's a good looking guy. But like, I'm plenty psyched and super psyched for my Mr. S. Love my Mr. S. So I am with a man who completely different type, but I find him deliciously handsome, incredibly communicative, like in the way that I need to have communication happening in my relationships. Generous, isn't like, resentful or bitter or anything about like giving me stuff. It's like, you like that? You want it? I'll buy it for you. Like that kind of thing. Like, just, speaks my love language. It's just so good. So delicious. And, Mr. S got a job promotion, not a promotion, a whole new job. It's like amazing. Like we're helping to, elevate each other. And, I didn't even know like how I would be in that. Cause, he's not my husband. He's my boyfriend. And he got this amazing job, new up-level job, like whole different life. And I'm like, my God, like who am I in a relationship like that? Like I'm not married to this guy and he's getting like a new job or whatever. And he said to me, like, he wanted to take us out to celebrate and he was thankful like for all of my support through his interview process and like how he had me to bounce things off of. And I was like, oh my God. So point is, if you want that type of relationship where you're like total like partners, you like support one another and each other's endeavors, you want success for one another, you definitely have to date with purpose. You have to have super clear purpose in your mind of like, what kind of person do I want? How do I want to be treated in my life? And you need to really get clear on what are the behaviors while dating, how am I to behave so that I can be aligned with that kind of person? I'll give you another example. A lot of women tell me that they want a high quality guy. He's got to have his shit together. He's got to be, on point financially. He's got to be like, just mature and self-reliant and going places in his life. Not all kinds of drama, bullshit, baggage, but like on point. But then I say, okay, tell me about your first date with this guy. And they proceed to tell me that they got drunk and then they made out a little and then he went up to her place and then they were joking around that he had to go and then things got a little out of control, but he just stayed over and they just made out a little. Like, dude, come on. What are you, 16? You can't attract and like lock down a dude and have them like pursue you when you're getting all boozy and you're getting like all into like make-out mode, having them up to your place. Like, look, I'm all for the fun and knocking back a few and having a good time on a date. Like, I'm all for that life. But you got to have your wits about you. You can't be like, oh yeah, first date, let's make out, come up to my apartment, hi, meet my dog. Like, I'm sorry, but dating strategy. If you're trying to attract a king or a queen, you cannot act like a peasant. You can't be all thirsty, like, please, let's make out, come up to my apartment, please. Like, have a little boundaries, dude. Boundary up, buttercup. Like, I'm not sitting here saying, I'm going to tell you how to create a dating strategy. I'm just going to tell you point blank, if you want person this, there are behaviors that you need to have happen to, boom, get that to happen. Put it to you this way. If I dated and my dating strategy was the way my dating strategy was 5 years ago, ridiculous, non-existent, complete fuck show brain, I would not have even attracted Mr. S. We would not even have been in the same energy vicinity with one another. I would have been looking for like some musclehead dude who looks like he just walked out of CrossFit. And Mr. S is like in his, jacket with his pocket puffy, being all like debonair. And I would have been like, yeah, that's a handsome guy. Okay, whatever. Next. Like, it wouldn't even have been in my orbit. But because I decided, I made a decision, I love myself, and this is the way I want to be treated, and this is the kind of conversation I want to have with an adult, and this is the kind of relationship I want to be a part of. This is what I am interested in. I started to find other types of people very attractive. And it was an energy, right? So that's the message. I'm hopeful this helped you out. You got to get your dating strategy on point, and you got to reverse engineer that shit and think about the person that you want and who you must become, boom, to be an energy vibrational matchy match to it. Follow what I'm saying? If all of this sounds a little high level for you and you're just like, my God, you're right, I need a dating strategy. Holy crap, I date. I don't even know how to talk about myself. I don't even know how to say my story of how wonderful I am and all the fun stuff I have going on in my life. All I do is complain about work when I'm on a date. And you know what? I'm probably a little rusty. I don't know how to present myself on a date. Men or women fall into this problem. You're not strategic. You don't have a strategy. Now, here's the magic of what I do, right? Before I was coach, I worked in marketing and public relations. So all I did for a living was tell stories about products. So I'm just going to take a little sip of my success juice in my 10X cup. And continue by saying, because I was a marketer and a public relations person, I approach dating and relationships and coaching in that subject matter with marketing and public relations blasted in there. So that means that I help people with their messaging. I help people speak about themselves in ways that is, showcasing their love and their light and their beauty and their greatness. And sometimes when we're all up in our own little heads, we don't know how to articulate the greatness that we are. We don't know. We sit down at a table and we're not thinking strategically either, right? We're not thinking about the strategic messaging. This is the thing. This is the gem. And I love doing this for people because it works. And so when you marry that strategy, right, with like your own story, and you sit down and now it's a date situation and that person says, so tell me about yourself. And you're just like, all right, let me give it to you. Here's what I got. And you're speaking about yourself in a way that is aligned with the strategy. So you're speaking to see if this guy is a fit or this girl is a fit. You're not speaking from a place of, oh, I'm going to impress them. No. You're speaking about yourself in a way that's inspiring, that is, uplifting, where you're just like, damn, I love me. I would date me. God, I'm a badass on a date, right? And then what happens is that person will either step up and meet you where you are, or they won't. And then you'll see what they say back, and you'll know what you got. And you'll know what you got. And that's what's so important, because people do not do this and they waste their time. They end up going on date after date after date, waiting for some like magical chemistry to happen. Honey, get in there, know your strategy, know the 5 things that you want to know about this other person, make it all aligned, and know the exact language. so that it doesn't feel like an interview. It's a simple conversation. And you're there like data. You're paying attention. You're actively listening. You know how like, oh, people love that when you're like, tell me more about that. Meanwhile, you're saying, tell me more about that because you want to know if it's a fit for you. It's amazing. Anyway, dating strategy. So here's the thing that I'm doing for people. I'm going to be doing Facebook Lives every day for the next however many of my life. And at the end of them, I am always going to say that I'm going to offer people the opportunity to have a 30-minute call with me for free, 30 minutes on the phone, to give you a quick assessment about anything relationship related. It could be dating. It could be if you're in a couple and you're just new and you're trying to figure stuff out. It could be if you're in a couple forever. Whatever your relationship, dating life holds and you have a little thing that you want to work out, 30 minutes assessment call with me directly, and we handle it. We get you some clarity, and then we see where we go from there. You'll come away with tips and some kind of insights and something that you could at least quick have an answer to whatever pressing question that you might have. For free! Free. You got to mention that you saw this Facebook Live. I'm not just doing this for a charity. You got to be like, Lise, I saw your content. I saw your YouTube. I caught you blog. I saw you on Facebook. Whatever. Mention where you saw me, and then I will honor that 30 minutes. You could DM me. If you see this video right now, hit me up. DM Lisa Concepcion. Boom, press DM. You hit me up with a message. Girl, I want to talk to you. I want to take you up on your quick 30-minute thing. Let's do a call. I love it. And then we handle it. I send you my little booking link and you book time. Amazing. So there you go. Who out here wants a dating strategy? You need to have one. You need to have one. Self-loving people have dating strategies. They know what they want. They know what they're looking for. And they know how to handle themselves to get it. That's me, Lisa Concepcion, LoveQuestCoaching.com. I will see you soon. Bye.